Didn't get a power. It's a lot of elites I've killed, Blizz, without getting a power. I understand. I also, but compared to what, like, oh, it's a mimic. Dark Souls fans, rejoice! Get out of here. Let's start escalating our damage. Oh, that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadowlands, where we're going to be going through what Torghast is, what it's all about, and certainly some of the miscommunication that I think some people have picked up by looking at little scenes of Torghast and trying to drop in on streams and things like that, not particularly understanding what Torghast is, what it's all about, and how it's going to involve you in the Shadowlands. Now, what is Torghast? Torghast is the endgame content, or one piece of it. So it's falling into that slot that islands and warfronts and visions and all that. You know, that piece of content that's a little separate from doing raids and dungeons and PvE that is tied to your character power in some way. It is going to be mandatory, but I think some people are a little afraid of what that means, particularly if you don't like the look of Torghast, and that's fine. So Torghast, in terms of its required content in Shadowlands, this is based on everything we know from Blizzard so far, should be able to be done really, really quickly. So if you don't like Shadowlands, don't worry about it. Oh, you don't like Torghast, I should say. Don't worry about it. Everything similar to what they've done with 8.3 in terms of gaining access to the visions. It's done very, very quickly. That's what they want to do. And what do you get out of Torghast is another question that we're constantly asked. This is where you're going to come to get your legendary craftable stuff, right? We're going to have legendary recipes in Shadowlands. We're going to have to get crafting mats and things. And as you can see, we are picking those up now. They're just placeholders. You can see that PH that's over the legendary component. Going through Torghast is how you're going to acquire these things. So, how does Torghast work? Well, nothing like what you're about to see. Okay, this is really important because I know I get a lot of questions, especially if you come into a streamer who's maybe pushing for some ridiculous run, who's been in there for 4 to 5 hours, and thinking, am I expected to do this every single week? And the answer, of course, is no, absolutely not. That is not what it's about. So let's show you what Blizzard has provided for us as testers, and then I can explain what it's supposed to be doing. So you can see when I click on the Wayfinder here, I actually have 6 options for Torghast. I have 3 quest locations and then 3 versions of the Twisting Corridors, which are easy, normal, and heroic. This is not what you're going to get on live, based on everything we know so far and the recent interview with Ian that Sluty did. This quest stuff is just for us to go and test the new environments. So Torghast is procedurally generated in the better sense of the phrase. So procedurally generated generally means it's entirely randomized by a computer to figure out the floor layout. As you can see, we're on floor 0. In terms of what enemies are in there, entirely randomized. Now, the better roguelikes out there, which is what this is based on, if you're not sure what a roguelike is something that is different every time you play it. It's designed for short runs. Good examples are, of course, Risk of Rain, Binding of Isaac, games like that. And the idea is that every time you play that game, each session should last you from maybe 20 to 40 minutes, but it will be different every single time you play. And Torghast is going for that. Now, in the same way those games are made, they're actually not random. What they do is they create a lot of sections and room layouts, enemy layouts, and things like that. They make so many variants of a little chunk of a level. And then the game pieces them together. And what will work then is the layout should work. Because they know that the room layouts aren't dumb, they're not stupid, there's not going to be holes in the walls, there's not going to be a level that's just utterly packed with elites that you can't possibly proceed through. It should make logical sense, and that is what this is. Now, they're still releasing bits of different environments that the game can pull from. So, at the moment, we have 3 of them. They just released the Soul Forges this week, which is much more fire-themed. We've got more of a Necrolord theme with the Fracture Chambers, and Scalders Hall is more Maldraxxus dead-themed kind of idea. So this is just for us to test out room layouts, ideas that are going on in there, including debuffs, I'll talk about them later, and ways of generating the floors. Then we have this. This is easy, normal, and heroic. This, again, will not exist on live. You will not get the choice of this. This is Blizzard trying to figure out whereabouts should the difficulty be when players start Torghast. Now, we have access to Revendreth at the moment, which is the final leveling zone of Shadowlands, and at the very last quest of Revendreth introduces you to Torghast. It gives you a very mini Torghast to run through, similar to the visions that you do in 8.3. It gives you like a little brief go at an easy version, and then you can go and do the real thing. So Blizzard's trying to figure out where the tipping points are, How hard should it be when you start? And right now, that's causing a lot of confusion among some players, especially Heroic. So the way this works is Easy will give you access from floor 0, where we are now, to about floor 13. But then it'll kick you out. That's all they want to test for Easy. Normal will go from like floor 14 with 0 powers. It starts you with 0 powers to about floor 23, something like that. And then it'll kick you out. Heroic goes from like floor 24 all the way currently up to 72. Blizzard's just trying to find out. If we start you with 0 powers, what's the good difficulty for players to deal with? All right, when are they okay? They can progress reliably every time they play. This has caused the issue, of course, with Heroic and people looking at Heroic and going up to like floor 72. Heroic is really fun. It's very, very fun. It's also extremely hard, and you do kind of rely on getting good powers very early in order to get past it. But it also reveals one of the issues that Blizzard's no doubt currently working on with Torghast is that it's kind of like a seesaw. Very difficult at the start, got no powers, have to really struggle for like 2 or 3 floors. But then if you can get past that, you get a little bit of luck with how the floors are generated, a little bit of luck with the powers you get, and of course your class matters enormously, which who can survive these environments, then it tips and suddenly you become a god, right? It tips the seesaw right the other way, and you become unkillable, you'll start doing millions of damage as the floors go on, etc., etc. So a common question is, how long are we really supposed to stay in Torghast? One, we don't know. We have no idea. What I can tell you is, having done it a few times now, is once you go past like floor 30, things get wonky. I don't think they really want you to go past floor 30, like in live, and the levels get a little strange. Things start missing a little bit more, things like that. So they clearly haven't put a lot into past that level. They really are looking, certainly once you get up to like the 60s, it's like some floors with just nothing in them. You just run right through and walk out the other side. So that's what they're trying to do with that. We're going to do a normal run today while we talk about the other things. What is the point in going past the required content of Torghast? So if you don't like Torghast, what are you missing out on by not investing some time into Torghast? Cosmetics, really. That seems to be the idea. Is like the power gain will be very quick. Get that very early on. And after that, it's more of an achievement mode, like the endless things. Oh, we got extremely lucky here. This is actually fantastic. Okay. 2 things. We're going to increase our Phantasma earned by 25%. Now, Phantasma is a currency. You can see I have this little location here. Phantasma is a currency that we're going to use with the vendor. There is a vendor every few floors where you can repair, very important, and also buy certain potions and abilities, extra powers, things like that. And the currency for using him is Phantasma. And you're going to get Phantasma from killing enemies and things like that. Getting this at the start, if this was Heroic, I would be in tears having to choose between these two right now. I honestly, for those of you who've watched us do Heroic, you'd be like, oh god. But there is only one choice, which is this one, the Elysian Shoulder Wrap. Increased Spear of Bastion's periodic damage by 50%. Boom, that is incredibly strong. Spear of Bastion is our Kyrian warrior ability. Yes, it's a Vulpera. It's alpha, like who cares? Who cares? Let's get started here. So our Spear of Bastion is our Kyrian warrior ability, and what is the point of roguelike stuff like this? Oh, it's starting us with a boss. Okay. We sense a Fae near you, bound in torment. Free them before they are lost. So we have a quest mob in here as well, which will be the Fae. There it is. Actually, Indigo is trapped over there. He's been jailed up. We have some patrols to deal with, more Sworn Guards, and we also have a lot of locks, which will pop up in plenty of runs. They are a little on the dangerous side. Let's pop Avatar here. Let's not let this guy cast this. Let's throw our Spear of Bastion down. Let's not get hit by that, Mike. That would be a good idea. That was a little lazy of me getting hit by Massive Strike. I know quite a few thousand of you would be laughing right now after the recent fun we've had with guards and teasing them because they're so easy to kill. And then, of course, in the video, I get hit by it straight away. That's okay. So you can see we earned some Phantasma for killing that. We earned some Phantasma. And now we have pots and things. Now, the interesting thing is, right now, our job, and with any roguelike game, when I talk about Risk of Rain and Binding of Isaac and all those kinds of things, or Spelunky, is to create a build. That's the point of these type of games, is to take a character and create a build. And our build, ideally, should be very different each time. Right now, we're kind of, if you do heroic, you're eventually going to get everything, which can happen in those games as well. But we realistically want to try and pick the best options to work well together in terms of our powers to get to the later floors. That's our goal, right? And that should be, realistically, once this goes live, different every single time. That would be Blizzard's ideal, I'm sure, is that those builds are different every single time. So I'm going with Spear of Bastion dot damage, even if I don't find something that synergizes with it really well. And when I mean synergize, meaning I've increased the dot damage of Spear of Bastion. I know there is an ability, which may not appear, which makes the dot damage permanent. So if I can make that dot damage permanent and buff the power of that dot damage, that becomes very, very strong. And also, they stack up. If I get more of them, that's also a bonus. So things like that. So that's based on my first choices. That's the build I'm looking to do right now, is a Spear of Bastion build. Now, as I said, this is normal, so it will eventually kick me out of here, which is fine. So there's a Curse of Strength. Let's throw down the Spear, get that dot damage ticking. Massive Strike ×2. Let's get out of the way of that. And then finish this guy off and use some victory rushes in order to succeed. He's disarmed me, the swine. And we're kind of building towards killing this boss. So right now, I'm going to release this Indigo here. Indigo is looking for the partner Penthea. Penthea will be somewhere on this floor. And if we manage to find Penthea, we're going to gain an extra anima power out of it. Which is a good thing. So while we're building up, we will tackle this Lord of Locks. He may kill us, which is fine, because that gets me to show you what happens with death inside Torghast. It's not the big fear that any of you should have. Hopefully. Massive Strike. Let's get out of the way of that. I'm very afraid of Massive Strike. On Heroic, that is just a straight one-shot. You get hit by that, it is GG's, and you do not have the deaths to play with on Heroic. Certainly not on the first floor. Absolutely not. So I'm hoping that one of these pots will actually give me an anima power. So another question you're probably going to ask is, do you have to clear everything? Well, no, you don't. Do you want more Phantasma for the next vendor? Early floor? Yeah, we kind of want to get as much Phantasma as we can get. Pots also give Phantasma, so I do want that Phantasma. On top of that, you don't know where the anima powers are. They could be on non-elites, they could be in pots, they can... Generally, an elite will drop one. Let's hope the Lord of Locks does drop one for us. We're going to eat before we tackle this guy, because he's a bit of a monster, the Lord of Locks, on our first floor. Well, floor 13, which is where normal starts us. Let's go. And right now, we can't figure out where they are. So there's Iron Shackles. That's going to be a stun. You can see he's already starting to... We're going to use Die by the Sword relatively early here so we can pump some damage into him. Lockdown. And let's get away from that. Caught me with it. Never play while talking. Rule number 1. Oof. Ow. 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 Not good. Not good. Yeah, there you go. Lockdown. It did most of the damage to me there, and his melee. Oof, rough. We'll have another go at him, though. I think we can take this guy on. In fact, this is good. One of the... I'm not sure if this is going to go live, but one thing that has really been very helpful is if you do unlock a quest enemy, they do help you fight, which is very, very useful, as you can imagine. But they also prevent their health resetting, because they'll fight even after you die. So that's something we've used a lot in Heroic. Will it go live? Who knows? Who knows? Alright, so he did not drop a power, which is really cheeky, Lord of Locks. I would have liked a power there. So I just died, but the run carried on. So we have 1 of 3 deaths here. So one thing Blizzard's trying to do with Torghast is make it so you're not rushed. They don't want it to feel like Mythic Plus. So you can die up to 3 times per floor, and if we change floor, which is what we're going to do, once we change floor, then it'll reset that counter. Alright, so if we die 3 times and we manage to get out of the floor, the next floor it'll be back to 0 out of 3 again. Well, they've really thrown some elites at us this time. Let's make a left here, and this is kind of the fun of this. There's a lot of elites there. We can see we've got a massive crusher, a tower sentinel, which is actually terrifying. Okay, that is a really dangerous room. Like, super dangerous. So we're going to go left first. Rather than... What have we got here? We've just got normal mode enemies. Okay, that's fine. We're going to go left first. And my hope is we actually get a couple of powers. And that was definitely laggy as all hell. That was weird. That was very laggy. Let's put our Ignore Pain up. Ignore Pain is currently our defensive as Arms Warrior. That's fine. We have a little bit of lag going on in here. That's alright. That's alright. Alpha does tend to have a bit of lag. My hope is that we'll go left. We will find 1 or 2 extra anima powers, which will make dealing with that other room, I would have liked to have had Bladestorm here, a little bit better. Oh, we're lagging so hard. Oh, no. Oh, we're dead. Ow. There's another Lord of Torment in here. Well. That's bad. And I'm still lagging and I can't play. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. We would decide to do this with lag. Our little butterfly friend might actually pull out. There's a downside to our butterfly friend helping us out, is that he's in combat. We have a big issue. Okay, they're resetting. Good, good. We can take out these two. Yeah, this is all stuff that happens with alphas. It's all right. It's all right. Some people get very overly upset about this kind of stuff, but it is fine. It is absolutely fine. We work around a lot of issues on alphas in order to make sure we're getting as much testing in as we can. I'm totally fine with it. All right, we have a Lord of Torment on the left, and we have a Lord of Torment and a Massive Crusher on the right. This is... we have to make some decisions here. This is why Torghast is fun. We might be able to sneak up the stairs. Maybe, if we're careful. Because we do want to kill that Lord of Torment, but, because he's probably got an anima power in his belly. That would be nice. But as it stands right now, mistakes... It would be mistakes to go and deal with him. Now, these pots, these Legend of Zelda pots you can destroy. Again, these aren't just scenery. We can pick up anima powers that interact with these and make them work. We are lagging so badly. Ooh, let's hope we can finish the run. That would be a little disappointing if we can't. I would like to show you the final boss type deal that we have to go through. Let's pull these archers down here. Alright, we want to kill the archer before we deal with this guy. Did that interrupt go through? Yeah, it did. Good. I'm fighting some huge delay here, but hopefully it'll be fine. Oh, if Mortal Strike ever goes up. I'm a little worried that, yeah, Massive Strike is what I'm worried about. Like, we could get away with being hit on normal, but I would rather not, in the middle of a lag phase, have that happen. Now, you can see here, they do have some indication that in that pot is an anima power. You can see that sort of black mist, that inky mist that's coming out of it. That generally means there is a power in there. So we made a good choice coming around here. Now, Shacklers are a bit more of a pain, so we're going to Bladestorm here. Which unfortunately does not stop the shackle effect. Which would be nice. Critical shot is very dangerous. So let's execute him. Heal up on this, and there's the anima power for us. So let's pray for something really nice here. Let's pray, fingers crossed. And you do find yourself doing this. And some people got frustrated when we had some runs. And I'm trying to explain the game mode to most people who only ever really play World of Warcraft, because this is going to be a very different experience for them, and one I really do genuinely think you're going to be excited about. Oh, this is good. Okay. These kind of choices make it engaging, and it can't be that you always get the good ones. So while we were hoping and praying, like I say, I've done this in front of many thousands of people, to get a good one, and we weren't getting a good one, people are like, oh, this is kind of frustrating. No, quite the opposite, actually. If you only have really good powers, so that you regularly get really good powers throughout the run, it's kind of pointless. You just become God very quickly, and you win. It's the quickest way of making this kind of content boring, is by having it that you go in within like 3 bottles or something, and you're suddenly God mode. What you want to do is have interesting choices that gradually make your build stronger. What does my build need right now? So right now, what I want, especially with arms, with Bladestorm and Sweeping Strikes and things like that, I'm going to take the Cloud of Obscuring Mist. what this means is that casters can't cast at me from far away. The downside to that ability is I can't do things like ranged spell reflect. They'll have to be close to me to do that. So you can see, there's Penthea. We can see Penthea is actually on the other side of the stairs. And there's a power in there as well. Now, Demon Hunters can, in fact, leap over this. Warriors can't. We have tried. We have tried. We have tried. And here's the exit. Okay, this is interesting. This is great. What a wonderful first floor to get for the video. Right, here's the boss. You can see he's empowered, but he's not in the same way as elites. He's slightly different, slightly weaker than some of the elites. Okay, that's bad. We don't want him to do that. Let's move back here. Now, I could leave this floor now and go to floor 14. Oh, we got a power off him. Let's see what we got. Alright, when you critically hit with direct attack, we spawn Arcane. Our abilities will cost no rage for 1.5 minutes, and our cooldown of Mortal Strike is reduced by 25%. It's got to be one of these two, because I've got to talk to you, so this will lose a lot of its time. This has really good synergy, potentially. And I'm going to take it. I'm going to take this one for the video. Ordinarily, I would probably choose Mortal Strike. Cooldown reduction, because, again, this stacks, so we can have massive Mortal Strike spam. But this has some good synergy later on, potentially. So hopefully we will get to see that. Alright, so I can leave the level now and go to floor 14. However, there's a quest to be done. There's a power over here. That's at least 2 anima powers that are there. You can see this is the downstairs area. But we're going to have to try and go through the other area. We've already had 2 deaths on this floor. When we die the 3rd time, the Taragru will be summoned. The Taragru will be summoned. Now, the Taragru is, as of right now, he is undefeatable. You did used to be able to kill the Taragru. But he comes for you and he comes fast. He's a bit of a beast. He's a bit of a beast, to say the least. And he will just one-shot you if he gets to you. And he will prevent you going any further. Now, it did used to be that the Taragru would spawn at the doorway and it'd begin to chase you through the level. So, if you knew you'd used your last death, and I do believe this is going to be changed, you could move forward. Now, one thing but currently, they even spawn Taragrus, like, at the end of the level. Like, if I die now, I have a little amount of time to run past and maybe get to the exit. Let's try and sneak past here. Let's go get those 2 powers that are at the top. So this is where we're making these choices. Right, we've got a guard and an interceptor. That's fine. So let's get some coolies going. Massive strike. Let's drop back. I think that hit me even though I was over here. That's okay, though. That's okay. A little bit of lag. Never hurt anybody. Our abilities are very much slow right now. So we're going to skip this again. Although I do want to kill that. But I'm not sure what couple of powers would have to become available for us to kill a Lord of Torment and a Massive Crusher right now. It would have to either be infinite Spear of Bastion dot damage, so he could actually do some kiting and the dot would kill him, or something pretty strong. Let's put it that way. It'd have to be something pretty strong. But we know we've got 2 powers waiting for us here. So let's sweeping strikes these down. Get out of the way of Massive Strike. Heal ourselves up. Well, it didn't go through. Let's try again. There we go. Thank you, lag. And let's just finish this guy off. A few more mobs to kill over here. No need to pop coolies on this guy. Down you go. And let's deal with this interceptor. He's die by the sword. And the Spear of Bastion. Now, there is another upstairs area here. Who knows what's inside there? And this is why you get the exploration. This is why it becomes fun to explore. So let's grab this power. 10% critical strike chance. Or when we attack a new creature, we get a 2k heal. Which is about 1/10 of our HP. 10% crit chance. Yeah. Let's push our damage. Getting those extra crits might come in handy. Especially if we start getting... I'm not going to turn this quest in yet. Because when I do that, and we do have another power, was well worth not leaving the level. Very cool. Alright, this has been a great level to demonstrate things. Really happy. 75... Oh, Victory Rush takes 5 Phantasma from the target. So, it doesn't take much, as you can see, for Victory Rush taking 5 Phantasma per time you use it to outweigh that one. So, we'll take that. I'm going to make the choice now not to fight the Lord of Torments. It's not going to be worthwhile. We're likely to die. So we're going to turn the quest in and lose our melee support that we're getting from Indigo. Quest turned in, and we should get a power out of this as well. So there we go. Oh. Okay. Embody the sturdiness of the Dream Tree, increasing maximum HP by 100% and becoming immune to knockback effects. Standing still will cause you to grow roots, temporarily reducing your movement speed. Yeah. All 300 Phantasma. I do like that. Okay, so if we stand still now, we're actually growing roots, which makes us slow. That makes us slow. We don't want that. One thing you might notice is I'm debuffed, okay? With Oppressive Aura. Movement speed is reduced by 20% and haste is decreased by 50%. That is because there is a Tower Sentinel somewhere on the floor. These Tower Sentinels that we're aware of that are lurking. There's a Lord of Torment and there's a Tower Sentinel around. We're going to leave the floor now. We're not going to bother with these guys. That's it's going to be too spicy with our current setup. Will actually cause us a great deal of issue. They stack up as well. If you get a floor with multiple Tower Sentinels on it, you can get pretty slow, man. You can get pretty slow. As you can see, we're kind of trucking around. Not ideal. So let's leave the floor now and move on. It's fully okay to leave the floor. It's what makes this game mode so engaging. Is like, we know there's powers there. We could get stronger, but we can't quite make it. Maybe if we could do some different things, we could eventually get through there. But would we do it before the Tarragu comes? I'm not so sure. So I'm going to make the choice not to. So let's get into here. We're going to keep moving so we don't get this slow down effect. Got lots of AoE here. Good. Roast all the shackles away. All good. Leave it up. Keep going. So, a coil of rope. So, it looks like we're going to do some spelunking. Now that I mentioned it, let's grab our coil of rope. And we're going to start hopping around. Now, interesting floor layout. Alright, multiple platforms. Usually means there's a power on some of these floors. And we still have, there's the Tower Sentinel. There he is. Okay, there's the Tower Sentinel. So, we need to be very careful about what floors we go to here. Because that Tower Sentinel is no joke. He is definitely out to murder us horribly. We don't want that. So we need to be a little careful about where we decide to launch off to. There's a massive strike. Another massive strike. That's okay. Keep hopping around. Not bothered that he gets the strength debuff. Not going to make any difference to us. Sure. Have a Ravager. While we consider where we're going to go next. There we go. Okay, so Tower Sentinel there. I think our next best choice is to go over here. Although the likelihood is either in that pot or inside the Tower Sentinel is a power. And of course, we want power. Power makes us good, makes us strong. So we're going to head this way. We're going to see what's on the other floors. Maybe there's a... Oh, there's a freed soul here. Good. So we can show freed souls as well. And this is one thing I've been so enthralled by when doing Torghast, is that every single one of my runs starts differently. The only issue Blizzard really has right now, one is that they haven't put all the different environments in, so once you start playing lots and lots of Torghast, which I have, then the areas do become very similar. Like, you know, you start to see repeats almost. Again, I don't think they expect you to go past... I think it might be like Mythic Plus. They expect people to get to maybe like 30-ish before they die, I would guess. Before it's like you just cannot pass. Right now the scaling's off. Okay. We'll come back to that guy. What's up here? Shacklers. I'm trying to mouse over to see what's up there. Alright, let's go have a look. We've got Avatar, we've got Colossus Smash. This is a meaty floor. Oh, we got a puzzle. Excellent. Excellent. I can show it off. Right, let's AoE. Shockwave would be really nice here. Blizz. Let's Blade Storm it. Get that 10% crit. Putting in some work. There we go. Alright, we did well here. We got 2 powers on here. This is awesome. So let's open this up. The damage... Oh, 20% damage on Mortal Strike. Sure. We'll take that. Now, puzzle boxes are another thing that are a part of Torghast. Be very happy when you see them. They're a free power. This one works by one of these buttons will change all 4 chains. One will change 3, one will change 2, and one will change 1. So hopefully this one changes all 4. It did. So we need this one to change that one. Oh, and if we're really lucky, this just changes the end. Oh, it doesn't. It changes 2. That's unfortunate. There we go. 20% rage generation. Mastery by 5. I'll take the rage generation right now. Alright, those are both great abilities. Those are both really good. We're not in Tower Sentinel country just yet, but we're getting there. Let's head up here. Let's see what's on this one, and then we can come back down to there. There's a Lord of Spires on there. Oh, he's hopping around. Oh, God. Okay. Abandoned ship, abandoned ship. Okay, and there's a Lord of Torment on there. Looks like he didn't actually aggro. Right, Lord of Spires is... this guy should come to us, I think. Oh, we're in combat. Hopefully they reset. So we can get out of combat before the Lord of Spires comes. He might not come down to this floor. If he doesn't come here now, we're going to have to go up here and kind of clear that area before the Lord of Spires gets there. Is he going to hop back up? Yeah, he is. Okay. Alright, let's go. Oh, I can't click the thing. Ooh, I kind of want to wait. What else is up there? Oh, there's a death... This is really hard. There's a death speaker. There's 2 death speakers there. Ooh, okay. This is tough, man. They've given us a really hard normal mode. This is excellent. Okay, let's go. I think we can kill all the mobs that aggro instantly. If they come to me. Oh, that was the Lord as well. Okay. Let's die by the sword. Interrupt that. Drop this. Sweeping strikes. Pro Storm. Watch out for the massive strikes. We can't afford to... Alright, interrupt this. Is he going to aggro me? If he does, we're kind of dead. I'm trying to move away, but we're slowed. This double HP that we got from that other ability is really coming in clutch. That extra rage generation really coming in clutch as well. Stun that one down. You can spell Reflect Eternal Torment, which is nice. Did not give us a power. Oh, that is stingy. That is stingy. That is real stingy. Did not give us a power. Okay. But we do have a platform to fight the Lord of the Spire now. He's not going to aggro me, the Lord of Spires. So, 30 seconds. I think on his next round, we're going to take this guy on. Super Meat Boy, right? You guys are seeing it, yeah? Super Meat Boy? Salt Factory? Yeah, dude. Oh, my. This has been a pretty hairy start. I honestly could not have asked for any better floors to try and show Torghast off for you. We do know that we can pretty safely tackle a Lord of Torment now, though, which is nice. So we're going to tackle the Lord of Spires, stop him hopping around. These 2 Death Speakers should be fine as well, I think. I think if we're going with hard AoE, we have all coolies up, we should be fine. Now you can see why not having a time limit makes this so much better as well. There's his armor plating to prevent damage done. Let's put out... We're not going to use big cooldowns yet. We'll stun him now. Just before he can put up his armor plating again. Let's die by the sword this. Oof, even this might not be enough. I mean, this is pretty much everything we have. I think our only chance is to fear the next Mighty Slam. Right, let's potion. Execute, bring it home. Oh, come on! Where were you, Execute? Where were you? One Execute crit would have probably got us there. Oh, that's rough. Alright, does mean we can take on the other Lord of Torment thing. Let's do that instead now. And bring it back round. Oof, that was spicy. That was spicy. We were very close. Very, very close. The rallying cry potion was the way forward. We're out of potions, so we should call our friend and get some more potions. Come back to us, friend. Thank you. Alright, what have we got here? It's Tower Sentinel. It wasn't okay, that's fine. I think we could take on the Tower Sentinel. We seem relatively strong, but the Lord of the Spires is a tough cookie to crack. Let's mince these guys up as much as possible. Watch out for these mighty strikes. Maybe I'll ignore Pain up first. Let's stun him. Now, I wanted to show you these elites. You can see a stacking buff, yeah? You can see it stacking up there. It's at 10. At 10 stacks, they'll... At 10 stacks, that's when you can no longer interrupt. You can't slow them. You can't stun them. You can't do anything at 10 stacks. So, obviously, we want to be making power off. No power! Really? Really, no power. And that is the kind of what you've got to deal with. Like, sometimes you're just not going to get that result that you're after. Obviously, going against this Lord of Spires, I would have really enjoyed having one more power under my belt. Doesn't look like these pots are going to provide that for us either. One more power would have been nice, but we didn't get it. Now, my question is, do we want to try and tackle him again and get a little bit luckier with RNG a little bit? Play it a little bit better? Try and squeeze that extra bit of life out? What we could do is actually swap to something like Impending Victory. That might help us out a little bit. Or our other choice is actually to try and tackle that floor here, which may have another power on it. Or, in fact, go past him. We could go past him. Now we've cleared that floor here. What was on here? 2 Death Speakers? 2 Death Speakers, guards, more rats. 2 Death Speakers, 2 guards. Little spooks, but it's possible. I need to line this up because it was a little hard to click the thing. Alright, let's wait for him to leave. Let's try this out. I think that's him gone. Yep. You can see him jumping. Interrupt that one. Ravage you down. Fly by the sword. Blade storm it. Massive strike. Let's get out of the way of that. Death Speaker around half health. We have to watch these cripple effects coming in. They're going to be not too nice. Interrupt that one. Pull back here. Don't want him to aggro. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. He is coming. We need to get out of here. Oh, come on, let me out. This game says no. Maybe. On a wing and a prayer! There's a chance! On a wing and a prayer. Still kind of aggroed on me. What's on this floor? Interceptors and sentries. Nothing big, actually. Alright, I want to get back down there. We can certainly kill the 2... Is it the 2 Death Speakers that are left, or just one? Did we kill the other one? Did it bleed to death? Oh, it's just singular Death Speaker. Nice. Yeah, I think the other one bled to death. Didn't drop a power, though. That's most unfortunate. That is most unfortunate. So, we're going to go back in. We're going to kill that Death Speaker. I would really like one more power. You know what? We're going to leave that Death Speaker for now. Should we just kill it and get it out of the way? I actually want to clear this floor and look at the end of this area. To see if there's another power or a guard, a boss that's protecting the final gate. If that is the case, then I want to deal with that. Let's pull this guy way back. No point in messing around. Yeah, on his own, really not providing much of a a challenge for us. And he dropped a power. Ooh, let's keep away from him. We'll get the power. Alright, good. Ooh, we're very slow. 20%. Oh, okay. 20% mortal strike damage, or mortal strike has a 33% chance to cast Whirlwind, which will also slam the target with our current setup. That's pretty good. I don't think there's any elites up here, so I kind of want to take out this next floor. Hopefully they'll only sort of be around here and not aggro him. We don't want to deal with critical shot, that's for sure. Ooh, don't see me. Nice. Let's go straight to the end. Let's get our next power. That's a nice upgrade. It's not amazing, but it's nice. Yeah, quite a lot going on in here, which is good. I really love this aspect of it. Especially, I hope they get to figure out how to get this to carry on into the later levels, is making these kinds of decisions. Because this is what's so fun about Torghast. Right, here's the end. Excellent. Okay, we're right at the end. There's a Death Speaker and a Shambling Bones. Really not making it easy on me, Blizz. For a normal mode, this is pretty wacky. Normal mode is usually something we just walk through without even thinking twice. Not today. Freeing these captors that are also locked away in Torghast will reveal extra strength for you. So you get a stacking strength buff. I'll mouse over a sec, but you can actually see it's that blue icon up near my buffs that has a 2 on it. The more souls that we free is an extra percentage of strength, so always worth it. We have a rune-carved Colossus, a guard, a sentry. Oof. Blizz, Blizz, Blizz! 2 guards, 2 sentries. This Colossus is really quite scary. We've only had 1 death so far. We might be able to do some sneaky pulls here. What about you? Who do you come with? Nobody. Okay, good. All right, we kind of need to do this a little bit. It is well worth it. The lag seems to have cleared up now, which is nice. But it is definitely worth trying to thin this pack out a little bit without using cooldowns. Maybe we might get the rune carved. Okay. Whew. We're probably about ready to go. We're not going to be able to do the elites without the other one. We might be able to get down to just them and the guard I'm not too bothered about. That's good. Even licked the lip there. Ooh, it's so tight. It's so tight. My instinct is to focus DPS into the Death Speaker and then deal with the Colossus after that. He's going to be doing things like Ravage and things like that, and I kind of want him to be CC'd throughout that. So here we go. We might die here, but I'm kind of okay with that. I'm just watching Terrifying Roar. It's fine. Okay, down he goes. Let's throw a stun on him. Nice. Actually went better than I could have thought. Ravage we can kind of cheese with some heroic leaping. And then we can fear him. We do not want to get ravaged. It's not good. It's not good for anybody. Oh, I delayed the interrupts a touch too long there. Touch too long. We should be fine. Like, I am very terrified of these enemies, but like I say, that Ravage is While not a one-shot in the early floors of Heroic, it's pretty close. Like, that Ravage is terrifying. Didn't get a power. It's a lot of elites I've killed, Blizz, without getting a power. I see where you're going. Now, I will point out that you might think this is unfair. They did turn down the amount of power that we were receiving. So we're going to kill this guy. He always drops a power as the door defender. And then we'll go and tackle the other guy, the big boy. That's the plan. Well, that's our game plan right now. Let's get that Spirit Bastion dot ticking. Shouldn't need Avatar here. I don't want to wait too long. Critical shot does suck, so we've got to ignore pain up for that. And he's going down. Oh, we're so slow. I should remember to hop, so we're not getting this slow effect from the tree roots. And he gave us... This is what I was hoping for. We did take it, didn't we? Alright, this is kind of what I was hoping for, to demonstrate the synergies. We did, yes. The Lens of Elkavar. And now we have the Scroll of Elkavar, which, dealing arcane damage, has a chance to turn non-elite targets into household inanimate objects. The sad thing about this, all three of these are utterly fantastic. I would take, if this wasn't a video, I would absolutely, unquestionably take a Gundamu's Fist. It's every time we press pummel, it's a 4-second stun, not affected by DR. It would easily allow us to finish this run, no questions asked. This one's more fun for a video. That's what we're going to take. And 20% mortal strike damage is 20% mortal strike damage, which of course we could stack up with the fact we already have that, so it would be 40%. So now, with these two, every time we crit, right, we shoot an arcane bolt, and that arcane bolt has then a chance to turn them into an anatomy object, instantly killing them, right? And it only works on non-elites, if I remember. Yeah, to non-elite enemies. So we will start seeing things turn into benches, boxes, things like that. Does not help us kill this guy, as he is an elite, as you can see. But it is a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll see that happen. I'll try and keep my eyes open. It's very cool when it happens. Hopefully we can now bring down our friend here. So let's go. Being immune to damage would be pretty nice right now. It's not going to happen. Let's fire off our spear. Spirit Bastion is also arcane damage, by the way. It makes it very cool. We'll save our die by the sword until such a point. Let's stun the Mighty Slam. Nice. Die by the sword now. Ignore pain back up for this Mighty Slam. Let's fear him here. Just to buy us a little bit of time to execute. We can F2 here, and we can potion our health back up. We can also stun him, because he's only at 8 stacks. And that's going to secure us the victory. And that gave us the extra power we were looking for, which is... Oh, okay. The duration of one of our shouts is increased by 500%. Which shout these Singing Stones effect is revealed when its power is selected. This is really strong as well. So it's any of our shouts. It's totally random. We're going to take the 33% chance to cast Whirlwind, because that's going to stack with the other one that we have of those. So we have a 66% chance now every time we Mortal Strike to cast Whirlwind as well. This is very effective if we get a power like your shouts also increase damage taken by the enemy by 20%, 40%, 60%. That also stacks. So we could put things like Piercing Howl up, and it'll last pretty much forever. And they will have this permanent massive damage taken debuff on them. So that works really well. It is random. A couple of runs I've done do require like a couple of those abilities to get the right one. Sometimes it's like Intimidating Shout, which is fine. You get to CC them for a long time. Let's get this strength buff. Are you opening these up? Vendor level. Okay, so every couple of levels, we will get this vendor level. Our Phantasma is looking pretty decent, actually. So vendor levels are a little on the random side in terms of the rewards. The higher up we go, the less we'll get here. Some levels will have multiple powers. And I do believe there's an algorithm in place. If you had a really rough start and you just couldn't get many powers at all, then there's a chance that the vendor level, the broker level, I should call it, let's repair, will have more powers to offer you. Things like that. But it really does depend. So let's get our power at the end. Your shouts cause you to yell another random shout. I mean, what benefit can we get from that? We'll occasionally do Rallying Cry, maybe. It might do Battle Shout Refresh, might do Piercing Howl, might do Intimidate, maybe. I think I'm going to take the... Even though it's grey and that's epic, I think I'm going to take the Bloodstained Whetstone here, because we've got that 66% chance to Mortal Strike, and it's going to cause Whirlwind. I tell you why I'm not taking Edge Lurker, although you've probably seen it pop up a few times, which is 60% movement speed while on an edge. It's a little wonky where it works right now, and it actually, like, rocket boosts you. Certainly if you have a couple of these. I have definitely fallen off an edge before now because of that ability. I'm not going to lie. I've definitely done that. All right, this is good. So he has 2 plundered anima cells for us, so we're definitely picking those up. Each one of those is a new anima power. Excuse me. One of the things we definitely want to pick up while we're doing this are these abilities here, if you can afford them. These are just flat stat buffs. So 5% extra crit plays into our arcane bolts, plays into turning things into inanimate objects. Very cool. 5% verse. I'm going to take that. I do try and pick up, although it's questionable, is every one of the passive buffs he sells for like 65. Excuse me. And there's me thinking I'm a professional with my phone on silent. That is just clearly not true. I'll have to pass on that for now. So I do like to pick them all up. So this is Morats Exploding. So I was talking about Morats. Morats have a number of synergies inside Torghast so far. This one is that every time you kill one, it will explode and it will deal damage to nearby enemies. So we're going to pick that up as well. Now that kind of has run us dry. There are other things you can get here which obscures the visions of creatures, so they can't, reducing the distance they'll attack you, so do a bit more sneaking. Reduce the death count for your party in your current floor. Really important if you're doing heroic is to pick a few of these up. Rejuvenating essence, so a health potion. There's another one that increases your damage by 30%. Well worth it. Let's spawn these powers. Your leech is increased by 50%, but your shadow damage and healing done is reduced by 75%. I think that affects food as well. But let's risk it. Why not? It doesn't matter if we fail the run. Soul's Blessing increases duration of Die by the Sword by 10% per application. Yeah. That's really, really strong. Yeah, we had good luck on freeing some souls, so we have 6 stacks of Soul's Blessing, so we will take that. That'll be fine. And we're going to say goodbye to our broker as we move on. So it kind of goes a couple of floors to clear. Now, we have this area still until we fight the boss. So you might be saying, these areas are starting to look the same type of enemies. Obviously, they're getting more difficult. Now we've got more traps involved, like actual traps in the room. We have a butterfly to free. The way this works is it does like 5 floors or so of one theme, and then it'll swap to a different theme. But each of those themes gets gradually more difficult in and of itself. So that's what's happening in terms of that. So don't worry about thinking this is samey. Remember, I'm going particularly slowly here as well to try and talk about things, demonstrate things, etc. So you can see now our Morats do explode. But hopefully we can start putting in some hurt on some of these mobs, because our character's relatively strong now. So we're starting to get much, much stronger than we were early on. So let's start chopping up some mobs. Seems good to me. And of course, the things you've probably seen highlighted most. Oh, we have a rare. Interesting. Dusky Tremorbeak is here. Cool. So we definitely want to spawn our friend here to help us with old Dusty. Let's get Indri out. Now, all the quests in here are based around the covenants and zones. The characters you fight in when you're doing Revendreth, when you're doing Maldraxxus or Bastion or whatever, those are the characters that will start to pop up inside Torghast that have been trapped by the jailer. So if you're unsure what's happening there, that's what it is. Does this affect food then? You're in combat with the pots, no doubt. I mean, on combat with pots? Yeah. Does eating work? Does! Excellent. Okay. Eating does work. He has a lot of HP. Let's find out, man. Let's see how strong we are right now. We don't have Avatar, but that's okay. We do have a really long die by the sword, though. So let's put it up. Now, we're not going to stun this Thrash, but we might stun the next one. This is where his damage comes from. Oh, his HP is actually more than manageable, which is fine. Let's stun him now while we just kind of finish him off. Yeah, our damage is now starting to escalate. And this is where the balancing act comes in that I've been telling you about, is that you start to kind of escalate pretty quickly, especially if you know what to choose and you're looking for certain synergies. Another power. 15% haste. Primary stat increased by 15% and regenerate health every 5 seconds. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. We just got this. Hopefully that works even with that healing debuff that we took there. It looks like it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Good, good, good. It overrides that. That's nice. That's nice. Now, you can imagine with a little bit more of a meaner Blizzard, which is, I'm kind of hoping they do go down this road, if I'm being honest with you. It's one of the things that makes roguelikes good, is anti-synergies. There are powerful things, but they cause some sort of anti-synergy. You guys call it Kiss Curse and variations like that. But the general idea is if you're going for a certain type of build, that, especially if you want a really, really powerful build, then that's going to come with consequences. I genuinely thought I had charge rage there. I did not. So when it says healing, you know, reduced and all that kind of stuff, we would definitely like to see that affecting everything. But I get to do some crazy, crazy things. If I can maintain it. I have extraordinary power. So it'll be very cool to see that happening. Let's, we've got all our coolies, so we can go with a bigger pull here. Interrupt shackles. I don't think we need to even blade storm at this point. We're starting to chop. What we would like to see is some crazy damage numbers, wouldn't we? I'm sure that's what you've seen from a lot of previews of Torghast. That kind of just show you the end result. I could do that too. I could do that too. Ah, our first example of legendary stuff. Let's get our legendary stuff. Now, you can see there are enemies beyond this door, but they are locked off for us now. Now, this is either an error in how the design is generated, that this floor should be bigger, but that wall spawned there. Oh, let's jump over this. Ooh. Powers of being a warrior. Oh, we can blade storm here. Or there are going to be areas that you're simply not able to get to. One thing that has definitely upset some people, although I don't think it's anything to really get upset by, is that demon hunters are completely capable of accessing areas that other characters can't. So when we do 5-man and whatever, we end up in this interesting place where demon hunters have a lot more power because they can access these weird areas. We'll move through here. We're starting to become the killing machine, as you can definitely see. Has anything turned into a household object yet? Not that I've noticed. You guys have probably noticed something. I haven't. That's okay. Now, one thing we would like is, you can see, I am still kind of clearing everything. Although, we're obviously going much quicker now. There's the boss. Good. What I would certainly like right now is the ability to see who has anima on them. That is a wonderful power to get, because you know when you can skip or when you can move on, who's worth killing and who isn't. And we're still in the situation of who is the guys that have the secret goodies. Where are they? Like, we know this guy does, so we'll kill him now. I think we know our butterfly needs turning in somewhere, but once you have that power, and I do want to use this video as a kind of opportunity to show you as much as possible. Oh, we're starting to see some big numbers now, though. It's starting to happen, team. Yes. Yes. Get out of here. Let's start escalating our damage. Oh, that's good. Enemies affected by any of your shouts take 20% increased damage. Thank you. I will take. Go on, butterfly, get it done. Do you have a power? He didn't. I think there was something back here, though. What was down here? Nothing. Okay. Okay, so now we're starting to escalate our damage. So now we can start to combo our abilities in a really good way. So we could do things like put shout on them, use DPS cooldowns, and then go in for the kill. That's where you start to see the really crazy things. Because that shout ability I just got does stack. You can have a lot of them. We can also maybe, if we're really lucky on this run, get the ability where our heroic leap. So you can see if we could maybe do a huge mortal strike here. As you can see, we've debuffed those. And now our Spear of Bast, you can see some 10Ks are starting to fly out there. I would kind of really like shout duration now. That would be nice, because it does work with things like intimidating shout as well, to just start melting enemies. But we are starting to become the killing machine. Didn't take that long, really, when you think about it. Didn't take that long. And this is exactly why it's stuff like this that's going to make Torghast the reason to level alts. This is the reason that people have. Like, in BFA, even today, with all of the patches out, all of the content released, I can't genuinely think of a good reason to level alts. Like, what do I want to do on them? I already want to do Torghast on every single class. Like, even the ones I like the least. Like, of course I do. How's our Phantasm looking? 400? That's not bad, right? There's a power here. And then we'll turn the quest in, because we'll finish the floor and gain an extra power. So, fingers crossed for something juicy. We got... Oh, Blaze! Come on, man! Now you're teasing me. 20% more Mortal Strike damage, or another 50% damage on top of Spear of Bastion's dot. I'll take that, because that's going to allow us to do absolutely bone-crunching AoE, because we're going to be able to drop the Piercing Howl shout. I kind of do want the shout duration now. Was a mistake made earlier on? I don't think so. What was the odds of it being Piercing Howl? Not that bad. You have to do a couple of tries, maybe, to get the right one. We also had the ability to shout and get a random shout, which could have been very handy. Oh, you can see how these builds develop, right? 10 freed souls or a satchel filled with herbs. It's alpha. I don't want the herbs. I do want the 10 freed souls, though. That's fine. And that's going to be something to do. As far as I'm aware, the freed souls are not the same as Soul's Blessing. The freed souls are something to do with soul binds, which aren't in the alpha yet. So I can't tell you anything about them other than what Blizz showed at BlizzCon. And Wowhead has data mined some interesting stuff with the soul binds. The soul bind system, as far as I can tell, is the thing to try and equalize the strength of some Covenant abilities with some of the weaker ones and give you abilities elsewhere. We'll see. We'll see. I'm still waiting on that one. I'm still definitely waiting. I believe my family is actually leaving the house right now, so my dog is everybody. Going to bark. The barking does appear to have stopped, and I just noticed we did turn someone into a steak. Audio down. Let's kill some. So it did happen. The crit did happen, where we managed to turn someone into a steak. Doesn't happen very often, or maybe more often than I've noticed, but it is glorious when it does. And, oh, would you look here? These fellas need to calm down. Am I right? Let me help. Let me help. You guys need to calm down with your aggro. It's honestly unnecessary. Oh, we see how quickly we get there. I hope Blizzard finds... Ooh, armor 10%. Yikes. Well, that's not good. Before we head up there, let's check in here. And we're going to kind of zoom through here now. We are well past the point of caring, as we found a quest mob. Good. This looks like it might be the way to the end, actually. You can see we're getting pretty spicy now. We're starting to shred. We are starting to shred. It is fun when it happens. It is fun. And we're nowhere near where we can go with this. Like, not even close to where this can end up. But it does start to nullify a lot of what makes Torghast fun. Let's get the quest guy. It does start to nullify it a little bit as you start to become so strong compared to the enemies. What you want is that balance where you are getting incredibly powerful, yet you're still threatened. That's what you want. I still want to feel the fear and the threat. So we can't go... We can carry on going down there, but let's see what's in here then. There's potentially a power down here, but I don't know. And some of these things will be dead ends. That is the nature of this. We will run into dead ends where we're like, why did you make me come down here? And it's like, it spawned. It didn't say we put a power in there. I mean... That's just the way it goes. Maybe you should think about making a build that doesn't have you chasing loose ends. It's like, yeah. There is a power. I see it. Nice. All right, we are going to get a power down here. Well worth exploration. But I do think, you know, and maybe we'll do this for the next video, is we don't take any extra runs and we see how long it takes us to maybe do a normal mode. Because I have to imagine the normal mode is kind of the expectation. So if we see a route and we're not sure what it is, that we just ignore it and we're just going for, like, what is the quickest way of getting this done, like, genuinely. So I'm sure people want to know. If they're looking at this like, oh, it's boring, you know, I don't want to do this. I prefer to do world quests or whatever. I mean, you know, whatever your poison is. What's our mastery stack at right now? Didn't we already pick a few of these up? Is it starting to get a little absurd? I don't think... Oh, we didn't. You can tell by the icons of what we got. One thing is for note is you don't have to choose right away. You can kind of walk off while considering your powers. I'm going to take the Mortal Strike damage reduction, especially considering it packs Whirlwind with it. Oh! Wow, I did not expect that to be in there. 5% haste. Nice. I mean, I kind of should kill these two now. Now, what are the odds? What are the odds? Low. Low, that's for sure. Very low. But, we could really do that Mortal Strike damage now as well. All these synergies are what makes Torghast so incredible. It really is. I mean, I would like to... I think we will run into the issue with several players, which is their characters are so fun to play in Torghast. Where, especially, like, some of the ones that get really, really absurd. I think, in general, and some of you are probably wondering this, is what characters aren't that great in Torghast. Well, I will do a more comprehensive look towards the end. Like, right now, we only have the Kyrian abilities. Some classes are way less fun without their good Kyrian ability. That's just the way it is. Should be a power... Oh, we got a Death Speaker. Okay. He's protecting a power. And the quest item. So, quite good that we came up here. Let's pop some coolies. Let's get that Piercing Howl on. Let's drop the spear. And chop this fool up. Get out of here, buddy. You weren't invited. Nobody wants you. You smell. Is that I think some of them need a little bit more work. I would say mages have a couple of fun ones, like Mirror Image Spawn on Blink is nice. It's kind of fun. It's not amazing, but it's kind of fun. I also, but compared to what, like, oh, it's a Mimic! Dark Souls fans, rejoice! We have been mimicked in the run. This run's had it all. Really happy. We got very lucky. We got not a rough start, but a reasonably interesting start to get us going. Some interesting side-by-side anima choices and a mimic. I should also note, later in the levels, certainly like on the heroic version, these do not guarantee the drop of one of these. Oh, okay. So we can get the in for the kill talent, and if you already have that talent, you literally can choose another talent in that row. So if you go really high, you can have nearly enough every single talent that your character is capable of having. Or we can have Shrieking Flagon. Whirlwind will pull enemies towards you. Let's take that for fun. So every time we Whirlwind now, it will literally death grip everything, which is nice. Oh, Blizzard. Damaging an enemy whose health is below 10% will disembowel them, instantly killing them. Disemboweling an enemy will cause splashback damage, dealing damage up to 10% of your total health. We're going to kill ourselves, but what the hell. We need to kind of run away if we're going to AoE. It's going to be bad, dude. It's going to be bad. All right. Should we see if this kills us? I think we should. I think we should. Let's... Is he a ranged user? He is. Kind of hard to rig these up into one big team, but I will try. I mean, we could now whirlwind them. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Until that guy spoiled it. Oh, that disemboweling is cool. Especially because Spear of Bastion roots them in place like Ursul's Vortex. But here's the whirlwind thing. Oh, it killed him. He had too little health. I will find a good place to use it, I swear. Let's break these so we're not being silly sausages. Let's go and kill this guy. I mean, maybe I can do it on this guy. I'm dazed right now. Stop trying to cast that spell, idiot. So you can use that for spell casting, breaking, which is worth knowing about for sure. Oh, you disarmed me after I put Piercing Howl on you for the 20% damage? Bruh. Alright, that means I'm going to have to fear you with that shout, and I'm going to have to give you the big Mortal Strike. Nope. Nope. Oh, the shield is good. All right, so this every time we loot Phantasma, which is of every mob, it's going to generate as a shield for every piece of Phantasma we get. 65 per Phantasma, up to a maximum of. So it doubles our HP in a shield. Let's take that because it's just gonna. That's our defense covered for the remainder of the run. It's very cool. I think we'll do one more floor. Just to kind of... Oh, it's the boss floor. Perfect. Perfect. So this is a boss floor. We will take on the Cell Block Sentinel here. We do get a broker on boss floors, which is nice. We got 767 Phantasma. So we'll take 10% extra crit damage and healing. We'll take 2 Anima Powers. We will take a 30% damage potion. We will take the heal when we attack a new creature. We'll take 5% mastery. And that's going to be all she wrote on that, which is nice. So let's spawn our new powers. We got 30% critical damage bonus. Yikes, that's crazy. And then, of course, it got followed up with this whirlwind damage. Fair enough. 30% critical damage rating. Woo! Mama. Mama, mama, mama. I think you're in for a bad day. So we do occasionally get these boss levels, just like this. Which are exactly as they say on the tin, my friends. They are indeed boss levels. So let's take this guy on. We are very strong right now. I can't see this being a problem, but who knows? Alright, let's... Piercing Howl, Spear of Bastion, Ravager. Leap out of that. And get back in. Ooh. I mean, look at our rage right now. Absolutely insane. Spawning ads for us? You shouldn't have. How nice are you? I haven't had a good reason to use Cleave this run. You're gonna give me victory rushes, my friend. I will take them. Give him a stun. Finish his little buddy here. Ah, they explode when they die. I see. Let's go with Colossus Smash into Piercing Howl for the executes. Leap out of that. Actually putting up a reasonable fight, considering. Intimidating Shout just to buff the damage on that. Yeah, that killed him below 10%. It did blow up on us, but it didn't kill us. And then we get a little piece of loot like that. I think that is the end of the normal run. I think it only takes us to floor 18. So you can see that I did pick up Condemned Soul Essence. Again, I believe that is for Soulbinds. We have yet to have an actual use that I can mess with it for. And also, we got Torghast boss loot. You can see I have lots of them. We've done a lot of Torghast on this character. What does that mean? Don't know. Well, Blizzard has mentioned they don't particularly want Torghast to be somewhere you gear up. That's not really the purpose of it. So that might be transmog stuff. Things like that, which means the higher floors you go, the more boss loot you get, which is transmog-based stuff. In the chest will, of course, be some of our legendary components, and we will gain another power, which is a placeholder. As you can see, nothing there right yet. And as for normal, I do think it actually carries on. This looks like it's not the orange door, which finishes Torghast. Yeah. It does carry on up for another, like, 6 or so floors this way. But I hope you get an idea of the point. It's your escalation, the choices you make. We got 26 Anima Powers there, and we synergized quite a few of them. Still a ways to go. You can see now we've got a different zone. Now we've killed the boss, we moved into a different area. This is going to deal a lot with more ghouls and swolekins. You can see we've got a big owl boy waiting for us. And that's how this process is going to work, is varying up the environments. As you can see, we are climbing quite far down the tower now. We are actually starting to escalate our little tower adventure. And on here, we might end up seeing... Oh, yeah, we've got, like, Valkyr javeliners and things like that. So all kinds of things happening. That's my little look for you at Torghast, and hopefully that's corrected some of the misconceptions you had about the place. And happy hunting out there, all right? Thank you. Bye-bye.